Okay, so there we go. Seems like we are still having the same gods. It's gonna be Marsh, Oranos, Gaia, Loki with Knorrs, Laior, and Karnage against Myopie, HerroOP, and Swissboy, and double Loki and Odin. So yep, I really like casting Knorrs because it's usually fun games, as they are quite nicely aggressive. They are not like OP aggressive, or how to call it, as Atlanteans, because Atlanteans are just like Norse early aggression on steroids pretty much. With the Norse, you just have to play a whole lot more carefully than with the Atlanteans. With the Atlanteans, you can get away with a lot of things and still be having quite a nice game. It's not like that it doesn't take skill, but still, it's really a bit more comfortable to be playing with them. Let's not basically walk and beat around the bushes all that much. It's just how the game is. And Oranos is gonna be, of course, Knorrs, and he's then gonna be with Karnage, as we have seen, and laior. I'm just right now looking at this so that I can remember it slightly better. And hopefully don't make all that many mistakes, which I usually do anyway. Oh, that's a quite nice combination of gold mines for Swissboy right at the back. Kinda covered by the town center here, which is of course gonna be meaning that this is gonna be fairly safe for him. HerroOP is also gonna be saying, or rather telling his teammates that Gaia is already present, and it's gonna be then HerroOP against laior. That's gonna be interesting, because so far we have seen only HerroOP against Lara, which wasn't exactly going as probably HerroOP imagined from the very beginnings in all of those games. So far, or rather at this point, he maybe is gonna be having a bit different game, so looking forward to that one. As food carrying capacity, interesting for pretty much everybody but the Atlanteans, and better wall hit points maybe could be also rather good. As much more importantly though, I'm looking at this town center, because that seems to be the front for laior. But it also quite easily could be assaulted by HerroOP, because it's not that out of hand, it's not that far away. This is the front for HerroOP. So he can quite easily, if he actually wants to be going for this, he could be also controlling this one, at least to some kind of measure. But against an Atlantean it might be slightly tricky, so let's see how he's gonna be able to play it. He's the Loki, so he does have the better options with all the mythical units that he's gonna be having. Then, for example, the Odin. Yeah, the Odin I'm thinking would be having slightly lower chances there in that regard. Which really just basically brings me randomly to the first game that we have seen today. We actually haven't seen it. That was before I started streaming. I was just watching Tatok with Doubt playing in that. And basically Tatok was going after, or maybe it was the first game, was going after enemy raiders. And he basically just picked off one unit in there with about 3 units. That was the hero. That was the only target that he was absolutely obviously targeting. He just wanted to kill that one. He did, and that disappeared. Received so little damage because of how the mechanics in Age of Mythology go. And it was really excellent microplay, and microplay that you pretty much really don't see in Age of Mythology by Age of Mythology players, because it's kinda doubtful that you're always gonna be able to get away with it. So I'm thinking that most are actually deciding to play it a bit more safer. As we are gonna be looking at the front TC, for example, also for Knorrs in here, which is kinda nice for the whole map, and therefore I'm really kind of liking that the top AOC players are trying Age of Mythology. I just need to repeat it. I said it at the start, because they're gonna be positing a bit of a mirror to the actual top players of Age of Mythology, how they could be even improving more. Because there are just so many little things they could be doing so much better, but they just kind of, either they don't realize that they could be making them better, because basically nobody else is doing it better either, so it seems that it's like the topest meta. But once you are gonna be having players that are like supremely micro-intensive, and even macro-intensive as well, from Age of Empires on completely different level than what the, let's face it, top level in Age of Mythology is, because of the monetary motivation and everything like that, then it's only good for Age of Mythology, and really looking forward what kind of effect that could be having and improving all the players. Certainly don't want to be saying that the AOC players should be anytime soon really beating the best players in Age of Mythology. Absolutely not, because the games are deceptively similar, but in the end they are really quite different in very important and base ways. So would be kinda arguing that it's not even a good idea for the AOC players to try to be top in Age of Mythology, because it could be hurting their AOC gameplay. But yeah, we'll see how it's going to be developing. They're probably going to be taking part in some tournaments, maybe here and there. Especially would be expecting from Tatok, because he already played in Age of Empires 3 tournaments, for example. Even though from what I know he wasn't doing all that well. But yeah, well, they're just having a bit of a fun with the games, so why not? And it's a quite nice breath of fresh air. And also showing the game to quite a lot more players that could be just having an idea to dig up old CDs and have fun at Voobly with HerroOP Mythology again. Okay, so everybody is into the next stages where the fun is going to be beginning in the HerroOP Mythology game. And we're gonna be heading into really probably having some kind of interest in this DC for both players. Because you can see that laior is having some interest in the boars. Obviously, he's gonna be right now denied by all the raid in here. What is he actually having as the relic? That's gonna be the villager food carrying capacity, so that's not important for laior. So it wouldn't be the worst case and worst situation if he actually lost it. But I'm just looking at Karnage, who is quite diligently walling and incredibly defensively. He's going right next to his TC actually. That's really fun. Oh, is it? No. It was almost looking like that it could be passable on the minimap, but it's not, as Valor is already in. And it's gonna be coming maybe somewhere here close by, but I don't think so, because that's obviously laior as the Gaia, so he doesn't have Valor. So that's gonna be somewhere in the middle. Yep, all of those guys from Knorrs, who seems to be heading a bit more to the left. And he is already right now at least guarding and scouting with all the Prometheans, looking of course at the gold, and also a bit of a hunt still here. So miopie is probably gonna be facing another double, and he's having such hard games. Really like all the games that we have streamed with him. He has been on the flank, and he has been having incredibly hard games with the double and against the really strong players. So let's see at this point how is he gonna be doing against Karnage, and what kind of assistance he's gonna be receiving for Swissboy. Because Swissboy, when he was playing with Doubt earlier, he was assisting very well and very quickly, so that was kind of nice to see from him. So we're looking forward to that one. And Healing Spring already in, as on the right flank there's gonna be attempt to right now destroy the Manor, but obviously in the meantime the army is growing stronger for laior, and therefore HerroOP will have to retreat, at least for the time being. Oh well, right now with the reinforcement situation is gonna be definitely changing, so it's gonna be right now laior having to retreat, and I would be liking actually maybe a few carrier ballists stay there. Because quite obviously, the Herseer Maker is gonna be making Herseers. That's why he's Herseer Maker, aka Loki. So, like, basically I would be liking the Murmilos. With like 2-3 maybe carrier ballistae, even though they are expensive, so kinda hard to get. It should be having quite a nice effect on basically forcing the opponent to even retreat from the battle before it even begins. So I would be really liking that quite a bit, and he will be able to control the opponent much better than so far he is. Gonna be right now looking to the top side where Karnage is having a bit of fun. Oh, that could be good. It's very good cooperation between Knorrs and Karnage, because Knorrs was going for a bit of scouting, and Karnage is seeing exactly that, so, yep, nicely done. Maybe could be blocking those two villages slightly better. So right now Troll is not gonna be doing any kind of damage whatsoever, some kind of the gatherers in danger in there. And where is Swissboy? He's going for a bit of raiding, you can see he's having already a few Ulfsarks. What kind of upgrades are we going to be seeing? Lone Wanderers, that's exactly for them. Bite of the Shark. Bite of the Shark is gonna be for Murmilos, right? Upgrade for them. Miopie, well, he didn't lose. He lost one villager, it seems. Yeah, one villager. But he also lost a troll. That's much more important loss than the one villager at this point, I'm thinking. Because, of course, it could have helped him in the defense. As right now, he will have to hope that he does get another spawn really quickly. As at this stage, this is also quite a defensive build-up. This is... yeah, I'm thinking this is reaction from miopie on the previous games, where he was really assaulted so badly in all of them that he right now wants to be surviving a bit longer in some kind of better position. So that's kind of nice. It could be certainly working for him, as apparently Karnage is still working on the wall in the middle of the map. As right now HerroOP, oh damn, Knorrs is gonna be dying. And it's gonna be 2 donkeys dead, together with their walkers as well. And it's gonna be 1 hero citizen, that's kinda costly. That is certainly kinda costly. Yeah, die. At the same time, it's really taking an inordinate amount of time. When, of course, right now Red is gonna be taking advantage of that and moving forward. As back TC is attempted to be taken by HerroOP. Yeah, well, those guys just apparently were some kind of controllers watching the others working there for the moment. But at the same time, right now it's gonna be meaning that HerroOP is making his way in the middle of the enemy base, and of course that's gonna be resulting into maybe interesting situation, as Swissboy is right now helping miopie at the top side. So this is gonna be quite an important engagement with already medium Ulfsarks with all the upgrades, and if there's gonna be some kind of mythical spawn coming forward, especially for miopie, if he has the housing situation for that, he certainly does have a way where to house them. It might be kind of interesting combination, because right now Karnage does have at least a few heresies already made inside his base, so it's not nice anymore. So that would have some kind of opportunity if HerroOP didn't face any kind of army, but he is, and at the same time he also has to right now defend against laior, who could be certainly using, for example, medium Murmilos. That could be making him a bit better. Husbandry Watchtower for HerroOP, yeah, well, certainly needs that. Looking how much he's right now gonna be facing in there. With Plow for Knorrs, yeah, well, he's gonna be also coming for second TC, and the economy is going to be starting for him, as there are plenty of villages in the middle to be taken. This is potentially quite dangerous, but I'm much more interested in this, as he was going for the correct placement, but yeah, well, you can see Swissboy noticed. He's noticed well enough, and he is gonna be right now heading all the way to the bottom, and therefore those guys are just not gonna be... Or are they? Or are they? Swissboy needs to be knowing about them, but he at least does have a few units here. But that's actually Loki, so he's gonna be facing even more Valkyries and everything, so I mean, like, what is going to be happening here? I'm not entirely certain, but he at least does have quite a solid backup. Maybe leave the Ainear behind would be a good idea. With his 3 speed against the Ulfsaks with 528, gonna be catching that a bit better, but still he didn't receive any kind of losses or didn't suffer any kind of losses, so it's fine. And it's gonna be working just fine with laior going for a bit of raiding, and obviously in the middle. Yep, that was a powder keg that was waiting to blow up. But it seems that nobody is gonna be losing too many villages. It seems like there is dead one here. This one is gonna be dying as well. But yeah, even few more are just gonna be dead, but that was having a potential to be a real disaster, which it is so far not, as there is a bit of a fun play by Swissboy at the back. Yeah, the Prometheans are gonna be a bit of a problem, especially with how long those Ulfsaks are taking. With making all of that with second DC for Karnage before, and it seems that, at least for the moment, Myopia is gonna be safe from any kind of raiding, because raiding and all the battles are just happening elsewhere on the map. Okay, that's a very good Carnivora, because that's exactly in the middle of basically the arc that the Swissboys Ulfsaks were making. But if Myopia finally joined into the battle, if he's gonna be getting some mythical spawns, the same as HerroOP just now got the Heimdall, or rather Heimdall, Ainear there, then this is gonna be resulting, as the flower is definitely quite complaining about being hit, resulting into laior losing plenty of army here, as he's coming for the back TC, and he is also getting raided there by HerroOP's heresies, who unfortunately didn't notice all that much that the villages already escaped, but still, destroying the manors is not really that bad, especially if he can... Okay. Okay, like, what's the plan here? I mean, like, he probably thought that this is gonna be continuing freely to the back, until he discovered through the darkness that it's not really possible. I'm not entirely certain. Right now it's gonna be probably... If he's finishing with it and not stopping it, then it might be just some kind of tactical wall-in that he can escape after, or rather beyond, if he's gonna be attacked by Murmilos, but... well... yeah, okay, it's gonna be for right now this. But he probably hoped that it's gonna be not really all that blocked off. But right now this is kind of interesting idea. He's gonna be using what he has. So that's very good thinking. As of course, right now you can see the Swissboys Ulfsaks at the back have been able to finish the longhouse, and they also finished with another longhouse. Right now he's gonna be able to get even a few heresiers into the fray and get rid of the Prometheans that might be potentially moving forward on him, as they did a bit before. In the meantime, you can see the Swissboys moving forward, as the battle is gonna be moving exactly forward as well, with HerroOP finishing with the 3rd TC, and we are gonna be checking with the Heroic Age for Karnage and Knorrs, so those two, and quite probably even a few more are gonna be advancing, like for example HerroOP. So yeah, well, Karnage is probably gonna be very important as he's trying to break through on the left side, and it seems that he could be, with flaming weapons, actually really destroy this. Yeah, he's definitely feeling the opportunity, and I'm kind of thinking that he could, because he's gonna be quite heavily housing Karnage, or other Myopia, not himself obviously, and he's already housed, so the problem is definitely gonna be real. As you can see, 2000 gold stockpiled, so the economy, unfortunately, could be slightly better managed, and maybe he could be even heading into the Heroic Age already. But anyway, right now he's gonna be... I'm not gonna be too fast to call the losing the TC, because this could be probably fought by Myopia somehow. But much more importantly right now, Swissboy is spamming all the towers everywhere to block all the gold mines for the opponent. That's very nicely played, and of course gonna be a huge problem for Knorrs, even though he is in the Heroic Age, and therefore gonna be getting destroyers up very quickly. As from the right flank, obviously HerroOP is having a bit of a kind of fortress in the edge of the forest, as he's facing Murmilos from laior, which certainly could be used in upgrade not only Bite of the Shark, but much more importantly just being mediums, as it seems that everybody is just going towers everywhere, both Swissboy and HerroOP. And yeah, well, right now telling Myopie when they have noticed that, of course, the TC has been destroyed in the end. It did actually work out, but you can see the losses actually were quite significant for him. Whittled down on the Herses in there, that he could have asked for a bit of help, but it's not gonna be probably all that much of a problem for their team, because they are still on the horse, quite strongly in the saddle, and it seems that with a bit of assistance they're gonna be able to deal with it quite fine, with the flame weapons already gone and available, for example, for HerroOP. As other already Hell coming for Hero and Laior coming into Thea. That might still be kinda interesting, but he certainly needs all the assistance that he can be getting. And especially he needs a bit more destroyers to get rid of all of the towers, and maybe even the fanatics wouldn't be bad against, for example, Sigmunder's Squidneck. But it seems that this army is gonna be good enough. You can see even the Kero Ballista finally. The correct type of unit that he should be having. As in the green base, he's of course gonna be having a bit of a struggle, as he was trying to take the TC at the backside in there. But with HerroOP already being present, it seems that everything is gonna be quite finely handled. And even the Valkyrie could be landing her spear to the fight. Wouldn't be the worst idea. Yeah, she's just gonna be killing the one with 3 hit points. That's exactly what she is in here for. Just waiting on the edge of the battlefield and killing all of those that are almost dead, but not just yet. And sending them back to Valhalla. Well, back to Valhalla. First time to Valhalla, probably. Okay, so this seems to be pretty much it for Teal Army. So Karnage is still doing very well indeed in here. Maybe though he could be getting this TC so that he could be figuring out the situation there. And some extra relics for cheaper temple researches and theoretical. Kinda interesting, as right now obviously Swissboy at the back of Knorrs base is really tying him down quite significantly, and that's of course quite a big problem for him, because he wants to be somehow moving forward into the middle and trying to be annoying in the enemy bases, but so far he has to just defend himself, and against all of those towers, those team fire embers are just gonna be melting. You can see how quickly they are dying, insanely quickly. Yeah, well, very good idea. And he doesn't even need all the throwing axemen. He can just basically move forward with the towers and it's gonna be fine. And let's see where HerroOP is gonna be casting the Indhawk. Would be expecting on some kind of bunch of villages somewhere, or maybe against all those Murmillos, which are finally mediums. There is at least some kind of upgrade for him. With copper shields on top of that, I mean, like, if you have the upgrades on that, why not? Maybe it could be helping against all the towers and everything, but otherwise against Knorrs, you usually don't need that upgrade all that much. Okay, so Myopie has made his way through Brage. That's kinda nice, considering what kind of game he was having, as he has taken the TC in the middle of the base, as he's having a few Hersters there that could be maybe joining into the fight in the middle, where Swissboy is attempting to steal the TC, but the Carnivora is having a different idea about that, and much more importantly, her friends, and those medium Murmillos, which are in quite solid numbers and exactly the correct type of unit against all the Ulfsarks and of course against all the Hersters as well. So far not any kind of extra upgrades for them, whereas the Murmillos are having, well, they actually is having the bite of the shark. That's at least something improving them, which is of course quite dangerous for all of those. In here, as a few more citizens are coming to the bottom, and this maybe could be kind of a nice idea for the Nidhogg to fry them slightly, but much more importantly, they also need to still take care of the base of Myopie, because a Hell is already forward for Karnage as well. Swissboy is right now having Scuddy, and much more importantly, Town Center is right now finished for Karnage, and that is inevitably going to be resulting into a problem for Myopie to retake it a bit later. This coming from Atlantean, that's actually kinda good. Yeah, well. Happens. Stuff like that happens. Okay, so here we go. This is gonna be resulting into a really prolonged problem for Knorrs, because obviously just being kept here, he cannot do anything at all. And it's gonna be all about HerroOP. If he can actually push forward, he already does a few military units here as well. And at the same time, we are gonna be looking at the front TCB taken by Laior, which maybe HerroOP could be stopping. You can see he's having even stone gates in here, and stone walls quite all across the map. So he could be stopping that. But yet again, he's walking as the slowest guy in the pack, which is inevitably gonna be Ainear. And right now, Swissboy is even gonna be casting, actually. Okay. He's gonna be casting right now. This is gonna be working. It definitely should be, because he's right now even getting extra attack with the Undermine from all of those Ainear horns. So that's of course gonna be increasing the attack of those. Fortified TC is not gonna be coming forward, even through the repairing. And it's right now gonna be putting Knorrs into an even worse situation, with only one TC to the right flank, wide open, as Swissboy is gonna be Frostin. This kind of army at the top side, which is kind of clever idea, because of course he was heading into a very difficult situation, but he already does have the Nidhogg on top of him, so it's not really getting any kind of simpler, with Myopia trying to do what he can, but he has already lost the TC in the middle as well, to plenty of piggies in here, and of course he at least does have a few Herceres here and there, which seem to be helping, but not really way too much, as he just doesn't have the numbers, and the piggies just by themselves are really strong enough. Not any kind of upgrades there. For Karnage, we are already looking at bronze, and copper. Yeah, this is not exactly what Myopia can be fighting at all. So this is gonna be up to Swissboy to deal with that. And unfortunately, since he doesn't have any kind of army back here, as he's also escaping with everything here, it's gonna be probably resulting in TC lost, and most probably even this one getting gone. So we might be heading into a bit of a base switch, and oh well, that Balder is in serious trouble. If all those piggies suddenly actually moved here, because he doesn't have any upgrades whatsoever, only safeguard, which is good, but yeah, okay, he's gonna be fine. But if he actually somehow locked onto it, it definitely could have been working. And so right now, here we go with the implode. That's a very good one. That's gonna be sucking up all the army from HerroOP. And that is potentially quite dangerous, because not only is he not gonna be getting the TC, but that is an opening for Laior to get some upgrades, maybe even take the TC himself. Because obviously he just doesn't have any kind of opposition at this stage, with all the army from the opponents being gone. But Bronze Mail and Bowsaw is gonna be coming for him to even improve the more soldiers coming forward. Yeah, those guys just don't care. There is something going to be exploding in no time. As 45 DC for Knorrs is gonna be allowing him some extra population, obviously, as he has already rebuilt. Or he has. Is it like not gonna be exploding again? Is it gonna be fizzling like we have seen last week? It got another one there. It almost seems like it could be fizzling, and therefore not exploding. It's gonna be dealing damage to units, at least as I remember from last week, but it's not gonna be doing like the explosion damage. Let's just wait for this. Yeah, exactly. You can see it destroyed a few units and dealt some kind of damage, but it just didn't explode. It's really kind of weird. Don't really remember it seeing that much before. It's really strange. But anyway, you're gonna be looking to your bottom, where even though Knorrs has been able to rebuild this TC, he unfortunately lost the one on the right side. Oh, we're seeing Rams. Okay, remember this moment. This is a rare unit to see. We see it like one game, where the whole session, you have seen for example last week also in like one game if I remember correctly. But Knorrs is getting the TC in the middle, which is a good idea, because it's gonna be allowing him to really control the situation much better, and having much more population limit, and really doing something interesting with this problem at the bottom, because of the more extra population limit. But anyway, TC to the top, he's unfortunately for Laior finished, as right now HerroOP is gonna be at already 4, and with Laior really having right now struggles here with only 2 TCs, it doesn't seem all that promising. It's maybe gonna be up to Knorrs to handle the situation in that. But problem is that Karnage was at 6 TCs already, because he has basically been taking everything that he can watch and see and everything. And then maybe it's gonna be heading into, yeah, well, a bit of a reverse of fortunes, because Swissboy with his Ragnarok and having only baseline of upgrades, it's not exactly that strong, to be honest. How many did he have? Oh, about 70, like plus 70 plus, like 72, something like that. That's pretty solid. That's pretty solid indeed. As Myopia is gonna be having the back TC, apparently given by Swissboy, who is down to only 1, but he probably doesn't mind all that much, as HerroOP is right now gonna be entering the destructive stage of this game, and it's just gonna be right now trying to delete Laior from the game altogether. And with flaming weapons on the Herceres, with the Mythic Lage and the upgrades of already Iron Mail, bronze weapons and shields there, that's gonna be quite solid, but he could be certainly using better units than everything that is dead. She's exactly here, and should show that obviously by the watchtowers with the medium archive. So, well, I'm kinda questioning the flaming weapons here right now. Because he really doesn't have all that much of an army here. I was hoping he's having more, but not much. Right now the ballista are gonna be at least doing something against the TC. But I think this is gonna be a bit of a fizzle of the flaming weapons. He's at least keeping the opponent busy, killing citizens here and there. So Laior unfortunately not really sending them into safety. And he doesn't have plow. Am I seeing this correctly? Yes, oh, he does have plow. But he has, yeah, he has channels. Aha, that's why it looks different, yeah. He has channels, that's why the farms look a bit different from the upgrade. But there we go, he's gonna be already resigned for Laior, because he's just gonna be destroyed by HerroOP anyway, no matter what all of those flaming weapons could have been doing, as Karnage is already losing the TC on the left side as well, and he is having quite significant problem inside his base, even though he's doing what he can. But only medium throwing axeman with copper and double bronze there is probably not gonna be good enough against all the army from Swissboy, even though he doesn't have all that many upgrades himself. But it's not really that over yet, I'm thinking. I'm really thinking that laior didn't have to really give up that quickly, because right now Knorrs is gonna be trying to win on the right side, but Karnage is already going as well, and Knorrs is gonna be following up. So maybe this game still could have somehow continued a bit more, because let's face it, Swissboy is having 1 TC, and once he loses Heroes of Ragnarok, it's gonna be taking him ages before he's prepared with any kind of other army. He doesn't have even trade route, which is like crucial if you want to continue with spam of Fire Giants. So he would be like not present in the game too much. So I think this might have maybe even continued, even through HerroOP kinda destroying laior in there. Well, because Knorrs was going into the game, he finally had the extra TC, and he was going to be getting rid of all of that maybe. Well, kind of thinking this game might have even continued somehow. Maybe it could have. Yeah. I'm kinda really thinking. Kinda what Karnage says. I really think this game wasn't that over as it seemed like for laior. I really think that it might have been a bit premature. But yeah, well. That's a maybe. Maybe it could have also ended in some kind of prompt victory anyway for the team on the right side. We won't know. Maybe what we know is that the resigns are in, and therefore the game is decided. So let's go into the post game. Let's have a look what we are gonna be looking at here. HerroOP, well, yeah, that's kind of how the game went. I would maybe thinking that Karnage could be having higher score. He was playing very well. Kind of like how he played there on the left side. Quite competent. Miopie was having a nice game, but yet again, he was just doubled. He's doubled in all the games. So he just cannot get anything nice going for him. I just wish that somebody would be doubling with him against anybody else. That would be kind of nice. But Swissboy and HerroOP chose kind of cheesy strategies with kind of fun tower building behind the enemy bases, which kind of worked quite nicely. But it also worked very nicely for Myopia getting killed. So, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, that's basically the story. If you look at this, you could be thinking that Myopia just didn't really participate in the game like somehow. But problem is that he really, in all the games that we have seen, he was horribly doubled by good players. And like, didn't receive all that much of an assistance, to be honest. So, what is he supposed to be doing with that? With an aggressive god and therefore not defensive god. It's really kind of hard. You just really cannot somehow besmirch him for that or anything at all. Just somehow being at the shorter end of the stick all the time. You can see he's doing a very good job of rebuilding. He's not giving up. He's having good morale, good battle morale, and if he has the opportunity, then he is gonna be going for it. Nice. Not too many Steam Fallambers. Would be expecting a whole lot more, because that's like one of the most important units against Knorrs, especially in early heroic age. You could be maybe wanting to see a few more of those. Okay, GG.